Alright, so it's day 33 of going through my journal. And the quote for today is, "What a wonderful thought that some of the best days of our lives haven't even happened yet." And then the prompt is, "What are you looking forward to most in your life?" And if you're following along, go ahead and pause the video here and just take a few minutes to write down your response to this question. And I'll be back here in just a second with what I wrote. Okay, so I kind of like this question, so I'm curious to see what I wrote about this. So let's see. What are you looking forward to most in your life? I like the quote too. What a wonderful thought that some of the best days of our lives haven't even happened yet. And that's true. I mean, and the fact that it was by Anne Frank, someone who, didn't really, wasn't in a good position. And I don't know if she did have best days. But I do feel like I have good days ahead. So we'll see what I thought a few months ago. When I read the quote, my first thought was, yes, that's a wonderful thought. Then I thought about the people who are older or in bad health and thought, honestly, for some people, the best days of their lives are probably behind them. Okay, maybe I was in a bad place. I was thinking this was going to be hopeful. Then I noticed who the quote was attributed to and thought, how nice of her to be hopeful, but unfortunately, she was probably wrong as well. I'm hoping that there are still some good days ahead for me. I'm hoping that finishing my PhD will be the start of a new wonderful chapter in my life. These past few days, I felt good and hopeful. I'm hoping this mood lasts and moves me forward into some great days. I'm looking forward to learning more about myself, to finding things I'm passionate about, and working toward a larger goal. Maybe starting a website, a store, a gym, a medical practice, I don't know. The thought of traveling seems nice, but I haven't enjoyed it as much in recent years. I think I talked about that yesterday or the day before. So we'll see about that. Either way, I'm going to try and stay positive, hoping for some great days ahead. I think that's it. I don't really have a whole lot to say on this. I like the quote. I think it is good to be optimistic about the future. I think just being pessimistic doesn't really do anybody any good. But that comes from someone, like I've mentioned in other videos, like I'm not a pessimist by any means. I'm not like a major optimist, but I'm the type of person that I can read like inspirational things and feel more optimistic. I guess I'm just, I don't know. I do generally have like a optimistic view for the future. It's not very often that I just get into thinking that like things are just going to be bad forever. Very, very rarely do I feel like that. And when I do feel like that, I don't actually think that things are going to be bad forever. I'm just more like, thinking like, I guess it's times when I'm more in the present moment and not feeling good. I'm not necessarily thinking about the future in those times and thinking that I'm going to keep feeling bad in the future. I'm more like, when is this going to end? Like in my mind, it's kind of like I know, or I'm pretty sure that the bad feeling is going to end. But I don't know. I am definitely, I don't normally like look forward to things though. It says, what are you looking forward to in life? I don't really like to look forward to things anymore because I feel like when I look forward to things and when I expect that things are going to happen a certain way or feel a certain way, sometimes you can be setting yourself up to be let down, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like some of the best times that I've had were when things happened that were unexpected, when I wasn't looking forward to them, and when like good things just happened. And yeah, I like unexpected good things. And I think, and I saw this a lot, like I don't know if this is like a psychological thing, um, but I remember, and I haven't done a study, this is just my own, like, my own anecdotal, observation. But whenever I worked at Disney, it seemed like the families that had the best time were the ones, it's like you've got to be kind of in between. The ones that were like over planned and they're like, we got to be here, 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 here. They're the ones that are like, the moms are the most stressed out, or the dads. Like, if they've got like a plan, we got to do this, 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 and this, because inevitably, like, something is probably going to come up that's going to like mess up your plans. And then you've got this expectation built that this is how it's going to be, and then it doesn't turn out to be that expectation. So you've been looking forward to this trip, you've been looking forward to doing all these things, and then if something happens that it's not in your plan, then you can be let down. Whereas if you don't have all these expectations of what it's going to be like, which was how my first trip to Disney was, like, I didn't look up anything about it. I was just like, I'm going on a band trip and I'm hopping on the bus, and whatever happens, happens. I'm just following along. And I had like the best time. Like, I think there was long lines for rides, but I didn't even like notice it. I was there with my friends and we didn't have a plan. They just let us loose in the park and I had a great time. And if you've got like a family and you go in there and like, I want to ride this, 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 and this, and then there's like a 3-hour wait on one of the rides, then you're going to be disappointed, even though you could have had a great time doing other things that weren't on your plan, if that makes sense. So I feel like I don't really, actually, I'm changing my tune here. The more that I think about it, the more that I'm like, I don't know that it's good to look forward to things. I think it's good to have like a positive attitude that things in general are going to be good, but maybe not to look forward to very specific things. Because like I mentioned here, I said I'm hoping that finishing my PhD will start a new chapter in my life. I am looking forward to finishing my PhD, but I don't have the expectation that like I'm going to finish my PhD and everything in my life is going to be great. I have the expectation that I'm going to finish my PhD and I'm not going to have the stress of working on it anymore. But who knows? Maybe I'll finish my PhD and I'll end up with a job that requires me to keep working a lot. But I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say, like, it's good to look forward to things, but maybe not good to set expectations too high just in case things don't go the way you want. I guess that's what I've done my whole life. Like, it's weird because people are like, well, you shouldn't be too negative. You should be positive and be thinking about positive thoughts, and you attract what you think. But what happens when you're thinking about all this stuff and you're hoping, you're wishing for it to happen, and it doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen the way that you want? What I do is, I guess, I hope that things are going to happen, but I also like mentally prepare myself for it not happening. So it's kind of like I have this low expectation of like, it would be great if this happened, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, for like tests, or when I give presentations, I typically hope that things go well, but then if they don't, I'm just kind of like, okay, but then it's almost like it makes it even better when things do go well, because I haven't had this expectation of like, I'm gonna be the best, I'm gonna do the best. So then when it does happen, I'm like pleasantly surprised and happy. So I don't know, this is kind of a ramble, but that's kind of my thoughts on that. What do you think about, it does give me a good feeling to think about that I've got like some of the best days of my life still ahead. I mentioned the other day that like I'm approaching 40, and a lot of times with women, they put that stamp of like, when you turn 30, when you turn 35, when you turn 40, like your life is over. And I don't feel that way at all. Like, and I wonder historically, like, did a lot of women not feel this way, but like everybody just said it? And, or is this like a different time where I am able to feel that way? Like my life, I feel like my life is honestly just beginning. And so that's why I am hopeful that I have good days ahead of me, because I feel like I've put in a lot of hard work up until this time. And then I'm just like, you know, if life expectancy is till 80, I'm only halfway through my life and I've already done so much. I've already set myself up so well that like I don't really see how I can't have like good days ahead of me. So I don't know. I do. I feel like my life is really like just beginning. And I don't want to put too much stock into like finishing my PhD of like, this is going to be the pinnacle and then everything is just going to be great. Because I know a lot of postdocs do struggle. Um, but, but yeah, I do have just a general positive outlook, but I also don't have any solid plans for what I'm going to do. So I don't know. I guess we'll just see if I have my best days ahead of me. But yeah, that's what I have for that day, and I will be back tomorrow with day 34.